The Garden of Endless Paths. Once upon a time in a village nestled between towering mountains, there was a young man named Jorin. He was known for his kindness and hard work, but Jorin always felt uncertain about his future. He constantly worried about making the right choices in life, fearful that one wrong step would lead him down a path of regret. Every night he would lie awake, imagining the different paths he could take, each filled with uncertainty. One day, while wandering near the outskirts of the village, Joran stumbled upon an ancient garden hidden deep in the forest. It was unlike any garden he had ever seen. There were dozens of paths, each branching in different directions. At the entrance of the garden stood a weathered stone sign, engraved with the words, "The Garden of Endless Paths. Choose your way wisely, for every path shapes your destiny." Intrigued, Joran stepped into the garden, overwhelmed by the number of choices before him. He hesitated, unsure of which path to take. Suddenly, an old man with a long white beard appeared out of nowhere, sitting on a nearby bench. He looked calm and wise, like he had spent his entire life in the garden. "Who are you?" Joran asked. The old man smiled. "I am the guardian of the garden. I have watched many people enter here, all of them seeking answers, much like yourself." Joran nodded. "I want to choose the right path, but there are so many. What if I make the wrong choice? What if I regret it?" The guardian stood in motion for Joran to follow him. "Come, I'll show you something." They walked together down one of the paths, which led to a beautiful pond surrounded by blooming flowers. The water was so still that it reflected the sky perfectly, like a mirror. "Look into the pond," the guardian instructed. "What do you see?" Joran gazed into the water and saw his own reflection. But as he continued to stare, the reflection changed. He saw himself walking down different paths, each leading to a different outcome. In some, he was successful and happy. In others, he was struggling or lost. His heart raced as he realized the infinite possibilities before him. "I see myself in so many different ways," Joran said. "But how do I know which one is the real me?" The guardian chuckled softly. "That is the question everyone asks when they enter this garden. The truth is, there is no single right path. Every path you choose shapes your reality. Your mindset, how you approach each decision, is what will determine the outcome." Joran frowned. "But what if I fail? What if I end up unhappy?" The guardian walked over to a nearby tree, plucking a ripe fruit from its branch. He handed it to Joran and said, "Life is like this fruit. You can hold it, fear that it might be bitter, and never taste its sweetness. Or you can take a bite and discover its flavor. Whether it's sweet or sour, it nourishes you either way." Joran looked at the fruit and understood. He took a bite and felt the sweet, juicy taste on his tongue. It was delicious. "As you can see," the guardian continued, "your experience comes from how you approach life. If you walk down a path filled with fear and doubt, that is what you will carry with you. But if you walk with an open heart, ready to learn, even the hardest path can lead to growth." Joran pondered this for a moment. "So, you're saying that no matter which path I choose, it's my attitude that shapes what I'll find?" The guardian nodded. "Exactly. You create your reality with your thoughts, your mindset, and your willingness to learn from every experience. The garden doesn't define your destiny, you do." Feeling lighter, Joran thanked the guardian and continued to explore the garden. As he walked, he realized that it didn't matter which path he chose, because he was the one shaping his journey. The fear of making the wrong choice slowly melted away, replaced by curiosity and excitement for what lay ahead. After hours of wandering, Joran returned to the entrance of the garden. The guardian was waiting for him, a knowing smile on his face. "Have you found your answer?" the guardian asked. Joran smiled back. "Yes, I may not know exactly where my path will lead, but I'm no longer afraid. I know now that it's how I walk the path that matters." The guardian nodded approvingly. "You've learned the true lesson of the Garden of Endless Paths. Your mindset shapes your reality. With the right mindset, every path can lead to fulfillment." Joran left the garden with a new sense of purpose. He no longer worried about making the perfect choice, because he knew that as long as he stayed true to himself and embraced every experience, he would find his way. Moral of the story: your mindset shapes your reality. Embrace each experience with an open heart and every path will lead to growth.